Whoa, 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 whoa. One more time. Whoa. One more time. Whoa. Whoa. Good morning. It's Coach Brian here. That silly little intro is goofy, cheesy, but it brings me to today's topic, which is balance. I made a video about this maybe a year and a half ago or so on a different channel I used to be part of. So today I'm just kind of retouching this topic, balance. And when I talk about balance, I think about the balance of life. There's three areas of that I always think that if those are in check, then my life is pretty imbalanced. And that's, for me, is spiritual, physical, and mental. Let me touch on each one of those first a little bit. So for spiritual, for me, has to do with my recovery. It has to do with my relationship with God or a higher power. It has to do with prayer and meditation and working on that side of my life. If I'm doing that, I feel like I'm taking care of the spiritual side of Brian. Physical, obviously, that's pretty easy. As an endurance athlete, I try to take care of that with running, swim, bike, the gym, being outside, being in nature, being physically active. Mental, I try to take, that to me has to do with relationships, has to do with work, has to do with pretty much everything on the worldly side of Brian other than the physical. So, so those are kind of what I mean by the spiritual, physical, and mental. The biggest thing that I have trouble with on the balance is, I'll take care of the physical with training and racing, and the mental side will start to do this because I'm not taking care of my relationships and I'm not taking care of work like I need to, and all of a sudden all I'm taking care of is this physical side, and I've become kind of obsessed with training and constantly being absorbed with it. However, on the other side, I've been times in my life where I am taking care of the mental side, the worldly side, working 80 hours a week and becoming slothful and lazy and got way overweight and smoked a lot and was just nothing to do with taking care of myself physically. And I was miserable. I was unhappy. There was no balance in my life. And then I've taken care of the other side too much, spiritual side. And, a lot of people argue with me on that, as, I don't think you can do too much spiritual side. For me, when I'm neglecting the other two because I'm constantly sitting in a meeting or because I'm, neglecting other things through the false motivations of, well, I've prayed about it, so I'm not going to do anything about it. Or it's in God's hands now, so I'm just going to sit back. And I can become slothful and lazy in that sense too. So as long as I feel like if I'm doing my meetings and working on the spiritual side of my prayer life and taking care of my recovery and Brian in that sense, and I'm staying active and I'm training hard, which is what makes me happy, and yet it's not getting in the way of the mental side, which is work, my relationships with my girlfriend and others around me, and I'm not neglecting any of that stuff. I always say this, I feel like life is easier. I feel like I'm not fighting everything in life when I'm just a little bit more balanced. Now, none of this is easy. As I said, there's been times in my life, very small times in my life where it's just all even keel. And there's been times where it's really off-centered. But I do know that for me, that when I am taking care of all three of those to some extent, that I seem to just be at a happier place in life. So anyway, with that being said, if you got any comments, questions, concerns, mean or nice, please feel free to comment. Please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I would prefer a thumbs up. Also, subscribe. I'm looking to get more followers and just want to share my journey through coaching, through sobriety, through life in general, through mistakes and positive things that have happened to me and that I've experienced. So this is Coach Brian. You can always email me at wolcoachbrian@gmail.com. Thanks for taking the time to listen, and I'll see you on the next video.